This video is going to talk about how to clean up your code a little bit. Probably during your exploration you've found code all over the internet and have pasted it into your program, your website, to do what you want it to do. So for example, I just added something different to mine, this marquee. If I run it and I scroll down, I can see that I have a marquee text. So text that scrolls to the right. When I did that though, I just copied this from the internet and pasted it in, but some things were added that shouldn't have been. And some things were put in here that should be moved somewhere else. So first of all, when I copied it, this marquee was inside of a body. But like we've talked about before, an HTML web page has one head and only one body. So I've already got a body. This body that I started with was the main body of my HTML. I'm not going to have a second body. So what I'm going to do is delete the second body that came with the code that I pasted. I don't want two bodies to this. I only want one. Second thing I'm going to clean up is some of the indentation. It doesn't change how things work, but it just makes it a little bit easier to read. So for example, inside of the body, you notice that my P tag, my H1 tag, these are all indented. My marquee was indented, but then things started to lose that flow. So I'm going to just backspace 1 to get that all lined up. Backspace 1 again here. And that makes now everything indented inside of the body. Makes it easier to read, makes it cleaner to follow, and makes it easier to find things. I'm going to add some comment here. So I'm going to add some comments like, this is the title of the web page. I'll just say, and I'm hitting command / to get that comment to come up quicker. Just command and /. This is the content. Here we go. And I will say command / this is a marquee courtesy of W3 Schools. I'm giving them a little credit in here. Because it's W3 Schools, all of their code is open source. I don't need to give credit to W3 Schools on my actual web page. But inside of my code in a comment is a nice way to go about doing it. Okay, so the other thing then is, oops, I added this before. Let me take that away. I was just playing around. So the other thing is when I brought this in, the style was all in line in the HTML. But to make my code a little bit cleaner and a little bit more easier to reproduce, I'm going to move the style for this marquee over to my CSS. So what I'm going to do is give this a name. I'm going to call this marquee style. Notice I'm putting this in camel case, so the M is lowercase, the S is uppercase. So I'm just calling this marquee style. That way if I want to put several marquees across my web page, I can use the same style and not have to duplicate this over and over in my HTML. So just to remind me of what the style was, I'm just going to I'm going to cut this, so that's Command X. Command X will cut it out of here. So now this takes all of the style out of my HTML, and I'm going to instead put it in my CSS. Okay, so for my marquee style then, marquee style. Just as a reminder, I'm going to Command V. Command V will paste that, but can't be written that way in a CSS file. I'm just using it to remind me. So instead I'll just start typing. The width was 60%, and you can change that here if you want. So the width was 60%. That takes that one away. Don't forget the semicolon. The direction is right. Notice I don't need to use quotes around this. When I'm putting it in the CSS, it's all there for me. And the height, 100 pixels. So the height is 100 pixels. Okay, now that I did that, I can get rid of this. You can change the color here if you want. Oh, let's make it a tomato color. So we'll make it kind of a reddish. So now our marquee style has all of the same styling that we had in the HTML, but now it's all here in the CSS. Okay, let's add some comments. Command / will help you put comments. Style for the title text. And this is style for the marquee. Okay, if we run it, there's our marquee. If I refresh this page, there's our marquee. Okay, so when you're cleaning up, make sure you've got comments everywhere. Make sure your style is all in your CSS page. Make sure you've got indentation inside of your one body. You only have one head, and you only have one HTML tag that opens and closes.